Alright guys, I got the got the bed piece up there. I got it all cut out from the piece that it was attached to. That was a heck of a job. You know, we cut it out there, and then we had to drill all the spot welds out over here, and we got it out and looks good. Didn't do any damage to it, and I got it up here, and I've scribed my line. I already have my hole cut, and I scribed my line. I got it right where I want it. It's fitting pretty good. See my line there? Maybe. I don't know. But it's going to fit pretty good, I think. And we'll cut that dude out for the final time. The final trim is what this is, and hopefully it'll fit right up. So show you guys. I rough cut the hole, and then now that I got my piece and I got it all deburred, the only thing I haven't done is strip the metal around the sides where I'm going to weld. I'll do that right before I do it, and same thing here. After I get all this cut out, then I'll prep up my edge, and I'll put weld through primer on it, making sure I get it on my edge even, and same thing over here, and we'll sock that dude in there. So let me get the cutting on it, and hopefully we'll be done with the cutting after that. Alright guys, I thought I'd show you what I was doing here. I got my piece clamped. I've made my final trim cut, and it's looking pretty good. You can see we're sticking out here a little bit, but we look good down here. Now over here, up here on the top, I'm up a little bit here on the corner. I can't see the viewer. There we go. I'm up on the corner a little bit. I'm out of position in the back right here. You can see there's a gap. Nothing. So I got some good gap down here yet. And we're a little close here. And then we're long over here. Now this piece here is almost flapping in the wind, and we're gonna have to trim this. And I need to recut that dude right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I'll have to rescribe me a line on there. And this right here I can pull in a little bit. And up here we need to be a little bit bigger. I'm clamped up against my inner fender, and that looks good right in there. So I think if we fix this, this will lay down some anyway. So it's high, plus it needs to go back a little farther, I think. So I think that'll clear that up. flush there. Oh yeah, we're looking good there. All we gotta do is get a little better right here. So let me work on that dude some more. We want it to fit as perfect as possible because it makes your welding so much easier. But you also want, you want the proper gap. You don't want your gap to be too big. You don't want the piece to be too sloppy. It needs to be a little bit sloppy, but not very much. So, because when you start welding on it, sometimes it'll start to do funny things if the metal, if your gap is too close, you'll start to get some funny things. So you want to be careful about that. You'll get some warpage. The pieces will push against each other. Alright, so I'm going to mark this stuff and then do some trimming and get me another test fit here. And we should be very close after the next lap here on trimming. Alright guys. Alright guys, I got this partially done and I wanted to show you how it was looking here. By cutting that both pieces with it all clamped in place, I got me a nice edge that will mate up much better now than the edge I had before, which was slightly wavy over the long haul here and not matching. So now I think that's going to give me enough to move up a little bit here. I'm really having trouble seeing in the viewer, guys, so if I'm not pointing the camera right, I apologize. But what that'll do is let me move that up just slightly, and I think that'll help me to take this out right here. And if that's not enough, then we'll do it again. But it's going to be really close, I think. So now the only thing I have to do is move my clamps and cut in there where I haven't gotten yet. So, which is down here's the same thing. So I'm going to get that done, and then we'll push it up and see what it looks like. Alright guys, so I got my little trim cut completed there, and we got it moved and clamped in place, and as you can see, we're going to be very nice now. Yeah, we can get the panel right where we want it as we're going along, all the way around here, all the way down. We got a nice gap. It might be just a hair tight right there, but it'll probably be okay. Up here, we look good all the way down. Over here, once we line this up right here and hold it, everything goes right in down there very nicely, and everything lines up, all the body lines. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take the piece and deburr it again, make sure all the burrs are off of it. I'm going to take my grinder and strip the paint back, about that far, a little farther maybe, and get her prepped up, and then we'll spot it in. I think it's going to work out pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with the way it's fitting. Shouldn't be too much of an issue to weld it up, and then we'll do the body work on it right there where we got that rust, and there you go. Alright guys, just wanted to wrap up the end of this video. We got my panel. Got the panel all ready. It's fit real nice. We have everything prepped and ready to weld. It fits real good, and when I weld it up here, I get a shot of it when I do it. And got sidetracked this afternoon, had visitors, and just didn't get I didn't get it stuck on there. I wanted to get it at least tacked on there, but I didn't get it done. What do you say there, Hank? What do you say, buddy? And as you can see, we're all prepped up here. We got our weld through primer on, and we're ready to go, ready to rock and roll right there. So I got this edge here pretty nice, pretty decent. You know, it was really bent in this area right here, and got that kind of hammered and dollied out there. It was kind of difficult because the way this is, you can't really see here, but this is an overlapping situation here, and I kind of worked on that off and on all day when I was fitting the panel. That's why my stud gun is out and all that. I was straightening this up, and we got it pretty good. I'm real happy with it. I think it's going to look really good for a used car job. Basically, is what it is. I think it's going to work out pretty good. I saw where Milrick left a comment. Milrick 77 Rich was talking about, you know, just taking the bed loose, but you know, this thing, I've been fighting bed bolts here in the last few weeks. We broke every bed bolt but one on that bed right there. I'm not going to fight these rusty bolts on the on the bumper. I had to take the bumper off, had to take the bed off. You know, I had to do there'd be a whole new can of worms, and from my experience of working on this old junky stuff, the can of worms that you open could be a nightmare. So I'm just going to weld it down there. It should be fine. We're gonna fully weld it, so it'll be just one piece again, and I don't think we're going to give up any integrity anywhere. So that's kind of my plan there, and that's the reason why I just didn't go ahead and pull the bed back, draw out the spot welds, and, you know, put the piece on right here and weld it to the front of the bed. And instead I cut it, and I'm going to have that little sliver there, and we're going to weld all the way down. I think it'll be okay. We'll see. But and who knows, I may be more miserable doing it this way than if I would have took the bed loose. But I'm just trying to stay with what I know and leave the unknowns unknown, if that makes any sense. So tomorrow, first thing I'm going to do is get that on there. Tomorrow it looks like I'm going to be welding pretty much all day, and I got a lot of welding to do, and I'm getting ready to finish fitting this piece up and get all this prepped up. And once I get this patch tacked on, all the patches on the wood truck will be in. No, excuse me, I'm probably likely going to have to put a patch right there on that door. You see that rust right there? I got to grind that away and see what I got, but we're likely going to have to put a patch in there, but that's okay. For the most part, the patching will be almost done. We'll have our big panel in our Dodge truck, and yeah, moving along here in my little world. Two of my cats are missing today, Howie and Five. Last night when I went in, it was 2:30 in the morning when I went in. They were out in the driveway playing, and they have both disappeared. So I've been worried sick about that all day, been hollering. The only time Howie's ever been gone is when she's injured. She was gone for 3 days, and then 5 has never been gone. And they were playing in the driveway when I went in the house last night, and daggone, I hope everything's going to be alright. I looked up and down the road, I can't find them, so I don't think they got run over. I just don't know where they're at, and it's kind of worrying me a little bit. But you know, cats disappear and come back, but man, 2 of them at once, it's just kind of weird. So anyway, Hank, he's been moaning around all day. I can tell he misses them. He's been hollering for him, and I don't know where they're at. But hopefully they'll come back. Hopefully they're just off somewhere. But my calicos are gone. The mean cat is gone, and the calendar cat is gone. So hopefully it'll come back. Anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'm going to work on this other panel tonight. Maybe watch a few YouTube videos and get this mess cleaned up. Keith, the wood truck guy, he came by today. He saw the fire damage, you know, and so we went through that, and his boy was here last night, and he was scuffing the bed because they're going to put a Herculiner in it, and he was working a little bit on that, and so that's where we're at, and hopefully we'll get a little more done today. Maybe we can get maybe we can go ahead and get a little bit done on this bed here tonight, and just get a little bit farther along, and that's what we got going on. And need to wrap this video up. I'm rambling on and on. So we'll see you guys on YouTube, and take it easy.